than bread. Well, there's a nice looking course thread here on the forums. Just reading a little bit about it. Just as an introduction for myself, for anybody watching this video, my name is Catcherman22, also go by Dan in the forums. I am the current CC scheduler for both Pro and AM, which gives me the credibility to be a judge for this contest, because a lot of these courses are designed for my use as a scheduler. With that, I am going to be giving feedback here mainly on the playability and its suitness on tour. I know Less Than Bread is pretty active in the forums, so this would be good for people to get kind of a glimpse of the scheduling process and the way it works in the context of this contest. Just a reminder, for judging purposes, this is not going to be the scored round, so to speak. This is at least one of 3 rounds or 4 rounds that I'll play on a course, with different varying conditions and wind speeds and wind directions to try and find the best one for a tournament. After completing that is when I will score it. So this is the first time I've played the course, and I always play it under default conditions in pin 1 from the back tees, but it will not be the round that I'm scoring on, so I'll be playing this multiple times under different pins. Keeping in mind, the most important thing I'm looking for as a scheduler is its playability and the shot values. So are there stretches where you kept me engaged? Did you give me the opportunity to play different shots, or is it the same? Are you telling me to hit a certain kind of shot? Design of the greens and surroundings to make the short game interesting. I'm looking at the technical execution side of things from the player's perspective. So does the sculpting look natural? The textures look good? Are things clean and well done? If you're looking for feedback on like bunker sculpting or green sculpting or anything like that, you're going to get that probably from your other judge. I'm looking at things from the player's side. Also looking at your aesthetics and your environment, the surrounds and the course feel cohesive and unified, is your vision clear, is anything repetitive. You've got a nice looking screenshot here for the picture that looks nice. And then we'll talk more about the routing and flow and variety of holes when we get to a scorecard. Right. I do consider pro clubs when I'm playing and judging. Even though I use pro club or master clubs, and what I shoot on this course is not going to be relevant because I'm going to pretty much speed golf this. I don't take a lot of time reading shots. So if I shoot 12 under or 2 under, it doesn't mean anything in terms of its difficulty. I've been doing this for 2 years now. I've got a rough idea of what a good CC course looks like. So what I shoot on it doesn't matter. I'm looking for certain things. Alright, like I will say in my other videos, the very first thing I look for on a course is the opening tee shot, because you've got to hook me in right away. Usually when I'm playing the schedule, I don't play more than a couple holes if I'm not interested. This is up there with the top of the best looking opening tee shots I've had so far. I think this is course 7 or 8 I've judged. This is absolutely gorgeous. It looks great. The way the sun filters in, the way it just sets up, everything looks good. Alright, so I play the first hole and then I'll have a look at the scorecard. You got lucky or didn't get lucky in the fact that the default wind looks like it's low, if not at all. We'll have to see if this picks up at all. Ooh, that's interesting. Now, that's kind of a punishing opening tee shot there if it kicks me in the rough after hitting it right in the middle of the fairway. Light rough though, so not too bad. Nice green sculpting here. You've got some different pin positions. So you've got some nice sculpting here with that green. I like that. Alright, we'll keep it to 9 iron here. Rejected and got that slope. That's not surprising considering that was in the rough. Oh. Alright, let's have a look at the scorecard. So I'm looking at variety in the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s. So I want the 3s to play long and short, the 4s to play long and short, and the 5s to be long and short. Par 70 right off the bat. With 3 par 5s? So 3 par 5s and 5 par 3s. That's interesting. Okay, so look at the 3s. 165, 197, 154, 174, and 139. So they're kind of all over the map there. That's good. Looking at the 4s, I've got a 339 in there. 381. That looks like it's good too. Good variety in the 4s. And then the 5s, 566, 543, 593. Yeah, so you've got pretty much the variety of holes here. Interesting that it's only 600 yards. Alright, 402. 376 as the crow flies. Again, probably a little unlucky with the wind here, because I think a little bit more wind would probably make this course play a little bit harder. Alright, you got the tameness to the greens. There's some slope in them, but there's not too much slope in them. There's a good mix there between a good course and a bad course for CC. Is the slopes of the greens and how they're used. Another nice looking par 3 here. You've got the palm tree look going great. Got a in between clubs on everything here. Definitely has that jungly vibe to it. It's what I would picture the name as. How's that? Alright, so the first of the long par 4s here. Giving me options with this fairway. Why would I hit it to this fairway? That's the question. Is that another part of the course? That is part of the fairway. So why would I hit it there? I fly back with 2 wood. It leaves me like 220 in. Otherwise, you leave me with a semi-wide fairway-ish. Not really wide. Wide enough, I suppose. Again, that would probably be a lot harder in a crosswind. Alright, you got a bit of a slopey green, but it's a constantly sloping green, which I like. Right, because you can play it knowing that it's there. I'm gonna miss this to the right. And I'll go off the green. Alright, so I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's got a good look to it, it's engaging. Here's the first of the short par 4s. Not gonna be drivable. That's an interesting green right there. Kind of a humpy green there. So where do you have your other pins on here? You've got one right in this corner maybe? One back here in the middle and the one over here on the left? That one on the left's gonna be hard if there's a pin there. Because that slopes everywhere. Alright, so in a tournament I'd probably lay up here, but what fun is that when you're judging? Because I wouldn't want to leave me this shot right here, which is why I would have laid up. But what fun is that, right? Alright, so this is what I'm going to make a note for to look at the other pins here before I score. Because usually you can tell where the other pins are going to go. With this screen, I'm not exactly sure where your other 3 pins are. Unless you put another one down below there. Alright. Par 5. Kind of a massively split fairway here. I mean, we've got options on fairways here. I got that fairway, which I'm sure is a tee. That's part of the other fairway. Alright, so this is definitely advantage master clubs here on a 6,600 yard course. Because I don't think you can get over that with a pro club, depending on the wind. Alright, easy birdie though. Definitely advantage master clubs there. As one would expect, this is a bit on the easier side for a course, but 600 yards will do that. Again, another advantage master clubs here because I could probably fit it through this gap in the trees if I wanted to. I do like how you narrowed the trees there, intentionally or not, to kind of narrow that gap. That's nice. I'm going to try and thread it because it's fun. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, made it. Alright, whereas a pro club, you're just going to have to hit it over to the right. You know, and you even give me the advantage hitting it over here. Still got a little bit better angle into this pin than the right side would have. Alright, so the longest par 3. 197, pretty straight away. Giant green. Like massively giant green. Not a fan of the giant greens per se. It's okay as long as you keep it up throughout the whole course, but that was a little bit big for what you needed there. Just a little bit, not bad. 282 as the crow flies. Huh? Oh, look at this green. Alright, here we go. This is the first interesting tee shot of the day here. Oh my god, there's so many options. Hey, come on camera, cooperate. Oh, there's so many options. See, this is what I mean, like you had a giant, like 50-yard green on the last hole, and this green's like a circle. So that's kind of bad. Oh, I don't even know what I want to hit here. Wow. Wow, so many options. None of them are good. Good isn't like easy. They're all good. Alright, this is a great hole, man. Really like the way this plays. I mean, you could theoretically hit driver, and if you hit it well, you get on that green. You can pro club driver on that green. The last green was a little big for my taste. This one's a little small for my taste, personally. But that is one of my favorite holes that I've played so far. Right there with all the options. All right. Pretty straight away, par 3 there. Oh, it didn't turn. All right, par 5, number 2. This is the short one. Oh, I fasted right in the bunker. All right. Yeah, so the green size is a little bit all over the place. It's one comment I would make. Just from my perspective, like you've got some big ones, you've got some small ones. This is a nice looking par 4 here. So be just a hair more consistent in the green size. I mean, I'm starting to nitpick here because I kind of do like this course. And it is a bit on the easy side. I think you could have done another tee, probably been good. Here we are, the 6,900-yard mark. Not a giant fan of the massive beach here. I do like the green and the way it sits. And I wish... I don't know. I feel like this hole is missing something. You've got all that open space behind it. And all of this. Then you've got this, what is this, oceany beach area? What is that? Kind of lake? Alright. So not my favorite hole you've got there. Just felt like it's missing something. I don't know what it would be. It just feels very plain compared to the rest of the course. How's that? That's probably a better way to say that. Alright, another course. Why would I hit it here to the left? Why would I ever hit it here, right? So again, it's okay to have those extra fairways, but why would anybody hit it there? You see how with this you planted this bunker, right? Like with the grass, and I get you're right here on the water, which is why it makes sense to plant the grass, but then that makes that par 3 look even worse with the big open beachy area. kind of like the other side there. Kind of like the other side of that lake, right? Is all open, and you've kind of got the same thing here. So I mean, it's not horrible, and I don't know what you'd put in there to make it work. It's just like a lot of empty open space. Alright, I would have liked to have seen you raise this T just slightly. Probably would have given you some definition to this hole, because this little humpy spot right here kind of blocks your view of the green, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It just takes away a little bit visually. Oh, there's my fast for the day. Got away with it though. Huh. But you know, when I'm looking at playability, it plays really well. You know, you're giving me choices for the most part. There is an advantage to using master clubs, which is a little bit of a negative. I'm gonna be interested to see when I play this with some wind how it changes. So as it sits, I think it's probably a little too easy for a pro. At least without some wind. But so that, and again, that's why I play different conditions, right? Because this under a firmer or with more wind probably plays a lot harder than it is right now. Okay. There's a lot of narrow fairway here, dude. Again, that's probably a lot different with some wind. Killed it. Had the backslope there, though. Right, not my favorite par 5. Not my favorite par 5. I did like the other ones better. Alright, one to go here. Short 346. This is that narrow, windy fairway that I just saw. Again, a lot of options because you invite me to hit driver, which into a stiffer headwind probably can't make. But it does funnel down. All right. Very nice. Plays well. It's got some good shot values to it. It's clean. It looks well done. You nailed the environment. Like I said, a couple of things for me to note is the green size as a player is a little consistent. You've got some really small ones. You've got some really big ones. But they do play very well, and they sloping very well. Just because the slopes are consistent. And not extreme. I love the variety of holes and the routing here. I felt engaged throughout the whole round, which is not something I've been able to say with a lot of the courses I've played. You know, I'd definitely be happy to see this on tour somewhere. Again, I'm gonna have to go back and play this with some wind and firm up the greens and conditions a little bit to see if it plays any tougher, because I think right now it's probably a little too hard for pro.